What is going on, YouTube Nation? This is Darth Dividend. If you guys are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. I am like mentally drained. Like these past few weeks, all I've been doing is pumping away with school, and work's been really intense, and it really hit me today. So I'm like mentally like people are trying to get me to go out, and I'm like, no. People in my complex, come on, go out. No. Like literally, I don't even feel like doing anything. I'm just like mentally exhausted. I took a day off from school and everything, and I can just get back at it tomorrow. But it's like, you know that feeling where you just need like a day by yourself, just stay away from everyone, not talk to anyone. Like today's one of those days. So I got 3 monthly dividend ETFs to buy. These are very popular dividend stocks. I'll do a dividend stock analysis. And I'll show you what's in the expense ratios and portfolio. So if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Let's check these out right now. So that first stock is Invesco kbwy Premium Yield Equity Rate ETF. This is a very popular monthly dividend real estate investment trust ETF that Invesco has. I'll go over the expense ratio and everything. Now, the one thing is it looks like its price has gone down. It's slowly catching back up. Remember, the real estate sector took a huge hit, major hit for this pandemic when it hit. So its day range is 24.11 to 24.66. Its year range was $16.64 to 24.66. So we need to look a little bit more into these guys before you start looking at things. And again, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I have a disclaimer in my description. You better smash that like button, by the way. So let's look a little bit more into these guys. So the first thing is it's 1-star rated by Morningstar. So Morningstar is pretty picky when it comes to things. It has an expense ratio of 0.35%. It has a 12-month yield of 5.68%. I'll go over the dividend history with you. And it's, again, during the pandemic, it took a big hit. So that's kind of understandable why Morningstar gave it a 1-star rating. So these guys Morningstar is super picky. So if you have a 4 or 5-star rating, especially with your like VOO or VTI or something, they're going to give you a 4 or 5-star if you're that good. So, this one, the price per share has gone down. So they're going to give you a little slap in the wrist or a few slaps and say, hey, we don't like you right now. But let me just show you the nitty and gritty inside of these guys first. So this is what's inside of them with their percent of their weight. So American Finance Trust, 7.07. Global Net Lease. Again, like what I always say, when you look into ETFs, you want to see what's inside of it, okay? Because then you're going to start understanding, okay, this is why it's not doing too hot, or that's why it's doing this or that. So here's Sabra Healthcare, BRG Blue Rock Residential Growth REIT, Good, Gladstone Commercial Corp, Global Medical Real Estate Investment Trust, or REIT, APTS, Preferred Apartment Communities. I did a few videos on them. SLG, which I have. LTC Properties. Well, it kind of makes sense because LTC really didn't jump up a lot. National Health Investors, that's another one. The real estate sector, they took a big hit. What a surprise. I do have some of these that's part of this portfolio. Physicians Realty Trust, another one. So Spirit Realty Capital, I've been all over that one. Beautiful. Plymouth Industrial Rate, that's another one. Stag, UMH Property. So there's some of these that are pretty popular, but again, the pandemic really hit these guys. And this is what makes these guys really attractive is their dividend history, which I'll jump to. By the way, there's Office Properties Income Trust. That's another one that I have. So let's check out their dividend history. Okay, so we're going to start in 2013. So I want to see consistent dividend increases. If I like a real estate investment trust ETF or REIT ETF, I want to see consistent dividend increases. So 2012 is 12 cents, hit 12 cents, then it hit 13 cents, a consistent 13 cents in 2014, then it was 14 cents consistent. One time it hit 19 cents, and then here's the thing, it started to go up a little bit. 2016, 2017, 22, 21, 20. So here's the thing. Now you have QYLD, RYLD, and XYLD. You kind of get a consistent stagnant, like for QYLD, you get 17 cents to 24 cents, let's just say. But these guys have jumped up a little bit. They've constantly jumped up. So this is what makes these guys attractive. And then you'll see 2019 right here. They took a little bit of a hit. 2020, you see it's jumping up. And then the pandemic hit. So it's right at 10 cents, 9 cents, 10 cents. It's slowly starting to rebound a little bit. It has a 5.2% dividend yield. So KBWY, this is a lot of real estate investment trust. Now, me personally, I like, and investment wise, I like SLG by itself. I like LTC Properties by itself. LTC is pumping out, what is it, 19 or something like that? And SLG is right around the 30 cents. So I like those individually, but this one still is a really good monthly dividend ETF. And a lot of people really like ETFs. So the expense ratio is not too bad. And it's slowly increasing its dividends. So let's jump to the next dividend stock. That next one is the WisdomTree US High Dividend Fund. This is a very popular ETF. People that have, the payola, they like this one. This one I did have and I sold it. I just literally didn't have enough money and I put it into Realty Income at one point. If you go back to my archives when I had terrible sound and it sounded like somebody was putting their hand on a chalkboard when I started doing videos and I finally got this thing. I did mention DHS a few times. I'm pretty sure I did. And, this one, it's kind of stagnant. It's not a bad high dividend ETF. I'm going to go a little bit more into the nitty and gritty on this one. This is a very popular one. Morningstar is not very forgiving because of the pandemic hitting and stuff. These guys have a 2-star rating with Morningstar. Its yield is 3.89%. Its year range was 63.36 to 81.71. Its day range was 79.83 to 80.35. An expense ratio of 0.38%. That's not bad. And its category is mostly in the U.S. fund large value. So we really need to see what's inside of these guys. That's what makes these guys important. That's what we need to see, what's inside of this, because we need the goods. We need to see what the goodies are in the companies, because the companies make the ETF what it is. Let's check this. Here's an even better version of their portfolio. Okay, here's Pfizer, 5.44%, Philip Morris, 5.28%, AbbVie, 5.24%, Altria, 5%, Cisco, 4%, Verizon, 4.12%, Coca-Cola, 4.09%, Broadcom, 3.95%, AT&T, 3.85%, IBM, 3.15%, 3M, 2.9%, Citigroup, 2.63%, Gilead Sciences, 2.03%, Blackstone, 1.78%, MetLife, 1.22%, Kraft Heinz, 1.18%. I'm just going down. Exelon, Lumen Technologies. So it makes sense why these guys aren't jumping up too fast, because you got dividend stocks like Lumen Technologies. I did own these guys. I got rid of them because they really haven't increased their dividend and they're kind of stagnant. Kraft Heinz, really, price per share hasn't done the best either. Some of these other ones, let's see, let's look at these guys. AT&T, they haven't jumped up in price per share. So, but that's the thing, with a lot of these stocks, it makes sense. Verizon, they haven't jumped up too fast against the S&P. Altria hasn't really jumped up too fast either. So you're seeing a reason why it's not jumping up too fast against the S&P, and probably why Morningstar is not giving them any respect. I mean, 2 stars, ouch. But again, it's the pandemic. It's really took a big blow to a lot of some of these ETF funds and ETFs, especially like what was one that really took a hit? I would say this one took a hit, and KBWY really took a big hit towards Morningstar's ratings. But I'm going to show you the dividend history of DHS real quick. Here's the thing. It's not... When I like dividend stocks, it's all about consistency. So I got 19 cents, 14, 13, 16, 22 cents, then it goes to 18, then 24, and then 14, and then 27. So you're not really seeing consistency. 20, 25 cents, 20, 11. It's kind of like I'm just throwing in a dartboard and seeing what happens. 27, 28, 29, 26, 39 cents in March. So it's kind of like here, 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 maybe here. Okay, let's do that. So there's not a lot of consistency with it, but a lot of people like this for their Roth IRAs. I've read a few articles on it, and a lot of people like it in their traditional Roth IRAs, and take money out eventually, because of it. Hopefully, it'll increase its price per share. Some people have it in their dividend portfolio. I have seen people have a strong that have had a lot of money in their dividend portfolios, especially monthly, have DHS in it, and they absolutely like that stock. And hey, power to you. Everybody's different with their strategies. Me personally, and with my investment strategies, I like real estate investment trusts, like SLG, like I just said that again, QYLD, RYLD, XYLD. They're a lot cheaper than this one. It's a covered call ETF. And it's a lot cheaper than this. And I got a little bit of consistency. But again, these guys will probably increase, once they start getting more consistent, which hopefully they do. But, once they do, they're going to have consistent dividends, hopefully in the 30s and 40s. And this price per share will increase. Again, don't quote me on that. It's not financial advice. But that's a pretty popular one, kbwy and DHS. Now I'm going to go to the last one. This one's really popular, and people who love monthly dividend ETFs, this one's probably in their portfolio. Let's check it out. And that last stock is Invesco High Yield Equity Dividend Achievers ETF. So during the pandemic, its range was 15.12 to 21.85. It is slowly increasing its price per share. A lot of dividend investors really like this ETF. I've read numerous articles, a lot of positive reviews on it, and this is a good one, and I'll show you why it's a good one shortly. But $20.77, it's a very attractive one. And again, as I go into detail on it, it's a good one. It's a very attractive one. Out of all the three, I think this one might be the most attractive monthly dividend ETF that I'm doing a video on. So I'll show you why. One reason is because Morningstar gives it a 4-star rating. It has a 12-month yield of 3.86%. Its expense ratio is 0.53%. But, its category is a U.S. fund mid-cap value. And I'm going to show you why, an expense ratio like that isn't too bad as a monthly dividend ETF. The Invesco High Yield Equity Dividend Achievers ETF is based on the NASDAQ U.S. Dividend Achievers 50 Index. The fund will normally invest at least 90% of its total assets in dividend-paying common stocks that comprise the index. The index is comprised of 50 stocks selected principally on the basis of dividend yield and consistent growth in dividends. The fund and index are reconstituted annually in March and rebalanced quarterly in March, June, September, and December. All right. Let me show you a few things about their portfolio. And some of these I have done videos on. These are very popular stocks. Northwest Bank Shares, I did a video on them, I'm pretty sure. Prudential Financial, I actually have these guys in my traditional IRA. Co-America, Unum Group, United Bank Shares, West Coast, Huntington Bank Shares. Gee, I never did videos on them. I don't own those guys at all. Mercury General Corp, Franklin Resources, I own those guys, and they increase their dividends. ORI, I did a video on these guys a while ago. Principal Financial Group, People Corp, Edison International, South Jersey Industries, Consolidated Edison, Avista, Duke Energy, good one. Altria, this is in the consumer staples. Philip Morris, Walgreens, Kellogg's, Flowers Foods, I did videos on them. Coca-Cola. And Energy, One Oak, I have One Oak in those guys. Valero Energy, Chevron, Exxon, Communications, AT&T. That could probably be a reason why they don't jump up too fast. Verizon, Telephone and Data Systems. Their industrials, MSM, HNI, and Ryder System. 3M. Healthcare, Cardinal Health. Gee, I wonder how many times I use gloves on the nursing floor with Cardinal Health gloves. Pfizer, Merck. Okay, IBM. Condrel Holdings, that's a good one. Consumer Discretionary, Leggett and Platt, that's another one. Materials, International Paper, that's a very interesting one. And investment companies, Invesco Government Agency Portfolio. So this is pretty popular, and I'm going to show you its dividend history. These are very good stocks that have consistently increase their dividends. And we're going to jump to the dividend history. And this is why I'm telling you guys that out of all of them, this is probably the best one, in my honest opinion. Again, not financial advice, but look at these dividend increases over time. So 2013, you're at 3 cents. 2016, you're at 4 cents. Then you're hitting 5 cents, a consistent 5 cents in 2018. Okay. You're at a consistent 6 cents. So it's going up. It's going up. You go from 3 cents to 6 cents. It has a dividend yield of 4.04%. It's sitting at $20.78. So you're seeing consistent dividend increases. So let me know what you think of these 3 monthly dividend ETFs. These are very popular ETFs. I've seen people's portfolios that own all 3. I have seen some people own just one of these individually, and I have seen people own 2 out of 3. So these are really good ones. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. This is Darth Dividend. You guys have a good one.